Hello everyone, Daleks here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Genesis of the Daleks. So, this is one that's often considered a classic, and I must say I agree with most people it is overrated, but it deserves to be, I think, because it is one amazing story. I did earlier have problems with it, but after watching it again, it kind of like see, because it does kind of go against the continuity, but after watching it again, and learning a bit more about it, I understand that it is almost a reboot, that what the Doctor does here changes everything for the Daleks' future. So now that I can accept that all the previous Dalek stories before this are technically now non-existent or in a parallel universe, it's something odd, I don't know really, there's no proper explanation for it. It is a bit vague, or maybe they happen in different ways, but yeah, now that I've accepted that, well, I'm still not really happy about that idea. I think I can now look at this story in a much different light, where I'm just being one riddled with continuity errors, which is, it does have a couple of plot holes, but nothing really too big, and yeah, I think that makes it all the more enjoyable. So basically, the Doctor is sent to Skaro by the Time Lords to avert the creation of the Daleks. I think everyone knows this story. I'm not sure. I think if you're a Doctor Who fan and you haven't seen this story, then it is definitely one worth watching. So yeah, and yeah, let's jump straight into review. I think the wartime scenes are quite well done. The wastelands are and on the quality, but the mist and whatnot, it all makes it very atmospheric. And it's a very atmospheric story on the whole, because you have loads of things like all the Dalek creations and whatnot in the room when the Doctor gets strangled, and just generally tense atmosphere is created. And it's quite a dark story as well, surprisingly enough. So yeah, it's a very atmospheric story. I will say that for it. I think Davros is amazing in this. This is Davros at his best. I think Michael Wisher is the best Davros. The best Davros, sorry. And yeah, he does an amazing job as Davros. Neither, I don't remember who plays him, but they do an amazing job. And they create a very evil Nazi-esque character. A lot of this is to do with Nazis, which is actually not to do with Nazis, and it's a Nazi story as the enemies, but it's very much based off and mimicking Nazisms, whatnot with the Carlets. Because you got Terry Nation, who grew up during World War II, obviously had a fear of Nazis, and actually based the original Daleks on Nazis. If you watch some of mainly the Daleks and the Dalek Invasion of Earth, you can definitely see some things coming across in that with the racial supremacy and whatnot. And yeah, I think he takes that to a new extreme here in this story, and really does just go mad with that idea. I think some people don't like that, but I personally think it's great. The plot does get a bit repetitive towards the end, but I think the atmosphere helps it along a lot more, and it doesn't feel too padded a lot of the time. Tom Baker's moment where he's holding the two wires next to each other is amazing. It really proves that he is one of the most amazing Doctors we've had, and I think it's just an amazing moment. And it's probably the moment that defines his character, I think. And you got Sarah kind of saying, well, you must destroy him, you have to complete your mission for the Time Lords and whatnot, and he's just like, do I have that right? And it's very strong moral point there, and I think Tom Baker really does act that to perfection. So this is at that point in Tom Baker where he almost finds his feet immediately. He doesn't really muck about in his first series. Maybe in Robot a bit he's not sure of himself, but by the Ark in Space whatnot he's fine. And by this point he's well in his stride. And he kind of loses it towards the end, I think. Not towards the end of this story, I mean towards the end of his run. When you eventually get him just playing stories for laughs and trying to out-ham everyone and whatnot. But for his first 3 or 4 seasons, he's amazing. So, and this, of course, is in his first season, and it is, well, amazing, really. I think he rarely gives a better performance than he does in this one. I mean, there are some moments you can pick out, really, but it's not much. He really does get this alien doctor across, which is why he's not my favourite doctor. That position is held by Patrick Troughton at the moment, but I think he is second. I'm kind of having a war for first, second, and third place between John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, and Tom Baker. But I think at the moment Tom Baker holds a fairly strong second. So yeah, that's that. Sarah and Harry, again, amazing in this story. The fouls, I like how also the fouls are made out to be quite bad. Because you usually think that, well, one side's good, one side's bad. But actually, there is very much a shade of grey in here. And it kind of makes you question why they're fighting. Because sometimes you've got the fouls being pure evil, you know, kind of like forcing them to do these things and whatnot. And then at other points you've got them being good. And then at some point you've got the Carlids being quite nice. And you've got the Carlid government trying to stop Davros's experiments and whatnot. And the way they, of course they treat the Doctor quite bad at first, but once he's got to the government and whatnot and told them, then it begins to look better for him, I think. And yeah, so there's that real shade of grey there. And I quite like that idea. Not that I don't like the idea of one side's good, one side's bad, but I mean, just having that grey area there really makes for a good story. So yeah, I think that's probably all. I think there is to talk about the story. 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. It's somewhere along that mark for me. I'm honestly not sure because the repetitive plot and there are some flaws, but to be honest, I'm not sure whether it deserves a markdown. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at around about there. So yeah, amazing story. 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I'm honestly not sure. It's hard to decide. 9.5? Can I give a 9.5? If I can give a 9.5, I'll give a 9.5. So yeah, that's that. And thank you for watching, everyone. Next week's review, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I'll decide that eventually. That's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry it's a bit late. Sorry this review's a bit late, but it couldn't be helped. I had a lot to do yesterday and Saturday. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.